it came to Johnny Cash. Kris Kristofferson, a young songwriter attempting to make it in Nashville, was one who idolized Cash and would stop at nothing, it seemed, to get his songs in front of his hero.
I had a good position where I was working. I was a janitor at one of the two big studios in town, at Columbia Recording Studios, and but at the same time, I couldn't take advantage of that position in such a way that it would get me fired by pitching things, obnoxiously.
I keep that flat top guitar way up on the intro because that's powerful.
They told him, said that when Cash has a session, he wanted to get songs to me. So when Cash has a session, if you come around bugging me, we're gonna fire you. So he wouldn't bother me. He'd speak to me, and then he'd walk over to June and slip her a tape and say, "Will you give this to John?" And they piled up,
And Luther would always tell me, "Oh, John loves your song," and he's singing it on the way to the airplane and all that. But he never recorded any of them, and that went on for about 4 years.
And one day, June come yelling, I was taking a nap. She said, you landed in our yard in a helicopter. I said, "A helicopter? My God, they come from the lake and from the road and everywhere else. Is there no place we can hide?" And I ran outside, and here's a helicopter landing right in my yard. And it stops, and Kris Kristofferson jumps out of the helicopter. And he said, "I'm going to get this song to you. I don't care how I have to do it. Here's a song for you."
You have to know what it meant to me to have Johnny Cash recording my song.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. Then I fumbled in my closet through my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. And then I washed my face and combed my hair, stumbled down the stairs to meet the day. I smoked my mind the night before with cigarettes and songs that I'd been picking.
When he was going to record it, they were arguing with him at the television. People were saying, "You can't say stoned in there." I think Bob Truber suggested I could say, "Wishing Lord I was home." And I said, "But it's not the same." And John didn't say anything. I was up in the balcony at the Ryman when he did sing the song. And he came that way and he looked up at me and said, "Wish Lord that I was stoned."
On Sunday morning, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned.
I remember the night he introduced Johnny's ABC show. And, I listened to the words even as a 11-year-old kid, whatever I was, 12. Man, some good thinking went into that. Some hard living went into that.
And obviously Kris Kristofferson wrote the song, but when Cash sings it, you don't think for a second that he's doing something that somebody else wrote. He's talking straight from his own heart.
In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging. Then I stopped beside a Sunday school, listened to the songs that they were singing. Heard bringing in the sheep, went on down the road, and somewhere far away a lonely bell was ringing. And it echoed through the canyon like a disappearing dream of yesterday.
Most people who deal with that kind of down place in their life or in their soul are in denial of it. But when Johnny sang that song from Kristofferson, we all realized that somebody understood that, and we felt a little better understood from hearing it.
The 80s were a patchwork of good and bad times for Johnny Cash. He was inducted into the Country Music Hall of Fame, the youngest artist ever to have that honor bestowed.
Really exciting, the Hall of Fame. That's every country boy, especially if you ever pick the guitar, that's been the ultimate dream.
But at a time when he should have been happiest, record sales were at their lowest, and he was unceremoniously dropped from Columbia Records. Then, following a hospital stay, painkillers were back in his life, as was the realization that addiction was a lifelong struggle.